What's up? What's up, good people? It's your boy Scott Lewis, apartment gamer and more. Brooklyn Nets Stoop Edition. What's good? I'm here with John. What's up, John?
Hey Scott, what's going on? Merry
Not
Christmas to
much.
you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. How's your holiday going so far?
Holiday's been good. Opened some gifts with the fam, had some great food, and about to get another snowstorm. So yeah, it's going pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. The weather is kind of crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
As bad
other than
as the
that,
weather is, as bad as the weather is, it seems like the Nets have another avalanche of a mystery with Cam Thomas, who's now confirmed by Jordan today is returning to action tomorrow night against Minnesota,
oh yeah,
which
ain't that
opens up a
something?
lot of
Yeah. Yeah, what you
it's
think? I mean, I don't know what to think of it. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I mean, you got to play him though because it can be beneficial to the Nets either way.
I mean, it's so much baggage with this whole situation that it's like a divorce. You could have done it between as soon as 10-15 started, but obviously, I guess the Nets aren't getting a lot of offers for Cam, and maybe they feel like playing him on a bench role maybe could boost his value up to 2 seconds. He's worth right now a second or nothing at this point. So if the Nets want to go over a little molehill to get that value up slightly, I understand it, but he should no doubt be a bench piece moving forward. I mean, let's call it what it is right now. The Nets, surprisingly, in this last month, I call it Merry Tankmas because we faced a lot of bad or middling teams. The Nets took full advantage of those situations, and now they have the number one defense in the NBA, which is ridiculous. Like we've done some things the last 2 years that no team that's ever tanked has done. Being first in anything, we were first in defense last February. Now we're first in defense in December, which I'll give it to Jordy. The schemes system he's created around MPJ Claxton with the rookies playing here and there, and then Noah Clowney, it's given them an edge against some teams that I guess aren't taking them seriously, or their team is just going through a lot. So the Nets have taken full advantage. Now you add Cam to the equation, and let's remember before he got hurt, the Nets had the worst defense in the NBA. We were 30th, and now I think we're down. Now we're number one. So there's a
Yeah.
lot to consider there with what is the point of bringing Cam back when you know defensively he's got a lot of weaknesses. You know his playmaking is okay, it's never great, and his efficiency numbers have been better, but the injuries have hurt any momentum he's tried to build. So I think Jordy said it pretty blatantly. He has to be a great defender. I kind of stopped after he said great defender because it's like the writing's on the wall already. But he kept saying great defender, great playmaker, and an efficient scorer. And if he doesn't do those things, I'm gonna have to sit down with him and talk about it. Jordy, all you have to do is let this kid be a six man right now and see if you can raise his value up. Don't put him in the starting lineup. Don't ruin what you're trying to build, even though it kind of would help us not win games. But I see that there is a system of some sort being built. Do I believe it's sustainable right now? No. But I think it's been slightly better, a lot better without Cam. So if you're going to bring him back, let him be a bench piece, getting 15 to 20 minutes, trying to maintain his health, and see if you do get something back by February 5th. Because if not, this is going to be a very awkward few weeks for the Brooklyn Nets and Cam Thomas because everybody knows an end is near. It's just what day, when is that button going to be pushed? And it could happen any minute right now. But now him coming back to playing, it's definitely going to be a potential 50-50 lose-lose situation if Cam does come back and he does super well, but we don't want him to be a starter. So yeah, there's a lot of things to weigh here, Scott. It's just super messy right now, and I wish a trade would have happened already because it feels like the team moved on. Now it's like they got to tell Cam the things he doesn't really care about. All Cam cares about is going on the court and scoring. So yeah, I don't know how they can
I
resolve this,
don't.
but
I
the best
don't
case
know
is a
if that's
trade
the
right
only
now.
thing he cares about. I think it's more to the story than what we know. But you know, if he doesn't fit for what y'all want to do, then but you got to still play him though because he's on your roster, and it's do you no good just sitting him down because you ain't gaining nothing out of it, and you're in a rebuild mode. You if losing was what if you blaming him for your losses, then what other way is to lose than to play him, right?
I mean, at the end of the day, if they want to get his value up to if they want to get his
I'm a,
value up to 2 seconds, play him. But at the same time, there is no future here with Cam Thomas and the Brooklyn Nets. I think the both sides made the points very clear. This organization never saw Cam as a cornerstone piece. Maybe they saw him as a good bench piece if they somehow drafted well last year, but that obviously went in a different ways. Even though the drafting does look somewhat decent, still it seems like they were more focused on finding somebody in the draft with 5 picks than giving Cam Thomas a 25 plus $1 million salary for 3 to 4 years. So regardless of how this ends, I just feel like past February 5th, if he's still on this team, we're essentially letting him go for nothing, which if that's the way the NBA views Cam and that's the way Sean Marks and Joe view Cam, then okay. But still, if he helps you win games and you still get you don't get a top 4 pick, well, what was the point of making him come back if the goal was to embrace the rookies and all that? It's just a messy situation. So if they want to get his value up in the next few weeks, okay, but still, whatever you got working right now, that seems to be what they're focused on. If Cam comes back and messes all that up, then what was the point of winning all these games then? So yeah, it's just I think it's just a messy situation no matter how you look at it. And regardless, it seems both sides are content. I think Cam right now, he just wants to be out there, score, play his game, and see what happens. But this organization, they're focused right now a lot on the defensive mindset that they've created with their front court, and the backcourt is still there's still a lot of work going to that. But yeah, adding Cam into this now, it just feels wonky. I just don't see how both sides can move forward anymore at this point. It seems like the damage was done the last 4 years already.
hey, what's up, Jamal? How you doing? Not much. I
Hey
see
Jamal.
that you what I was getting ready to say. Yeah. What you think about the Cam Thomas thing? Yeah. Right. Right.
Matter.
Right. Right.
That's what y'all want, right? Y'all want to lose. So I don't understand. On one hand, y'all say he don't help with winning, but then y'all get scared as shit when he talk about coming back.
Yeah, that's true.
So what is
That's
it?
true. I don't
And then
know. I don't know what people thinking.
and on top of it is like the only minutes that he should affect is Terrence Mann's and Martin's.
Yeah, I
Tyrese
agree.
Martin's.
I agree.
That's all. Other than him getting a rookie way, he shouldn't be in nobody's way.
Yeah.
The only thing you got to worry about is with Seraph and Trayor because they're both backup point guards. So if you play Cam as a 6 man, he kind of overtakes their minutes a little bit. So that's probably the one worrisome thing. But I don't mind him taking Tyrese Martin's minutes at this point. I don't mind
But
that.
that's what I'm saying. If he takes Mans and he takes Tyrese Martin, he shouldn't cut into none of the other players' times.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I don't know if he could play Cam with Nolan or Seraph. That's the thing. Unless he moves
Well,
Cam
we're gonna
to
find out.
backup scoring guard.
We're gonna find out,
Yeah,
right?
we go find out. Plus, I hear everybody talk about his defense. He's gonna mess up the defensive flow and everything like that. We not even given a chance. Everybody forget that in the beginning of the season, when the season started, they was playing Saraf, Man, Cam Thomas, Michael Porter, and Claxton as their starting five.
Right.
He ended up getting hurt a game after they changed it to Noah Clowney being at the power forward.
Right. 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 I think
So
Noah
we don't know how
Clowney.
good. Yeah,
Right.
we don't know how good the defense
I
would
think
be.
Noah Clowney's defense is better than what a lot of people say,
It's
I
showing
feel,
some ebbs and flows.
and
I
that's
feel
why
like I feel like the the
this.
lineup we gotta see how that lineup plays out because he never really got a chance to play in that lineup. Michael Porter wasn't even playing small forward when Cam was healthy. He was playing power forward that whole time.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that wasn't smart to play him as a forward. Jamal, can you fix your mic? Your mic is reflecting off mine.
I got you. I'm gonna mute it.
Yeah, thank you. No, but listen, I think this is the thing about Cam Thomas. We all know he could score. He has some playmaking. If he's going to stay on this team for at least the next month, a month and a half, let him try to be a six man or a backup scoring guard. See how that works. I just think for Cam Thomas right now, the durability is the biggest question mark. He cannot play over 50, 60 games if his hamstrings are just not going to hold up. So if you want to lower that situation and not have that be another problem that even kills his value more, just let him be a bench piece right now. See what he does off the bench. It's easier to cover up Cam's weaknesses having different defenders off the bench as opposed to having a starting lineup where it's essentially 4 and 5 basketball because everybody's going to attack Cam Thomas on the defensive end. So yeah, I just think right now if you're going to try to boost his value up to 2 seconds, go for it. But if he's still on this team past February 5th, it's like they're not going to resign Cam Thomas. Nothing has been said that this organization was looking to give him anything long term whatsoever. So I feel like a divorce is the only way for both sides to move forward. Now, if Cam comes back and affects this winning that this team is doing, that just further hurts our lottery odds. And I'll be honest, if you keep MPJ past the deadline, you should find time to rest him and not have him play a lot of games because if the goal is to protect your lottery pick, don't you want the rookies to get as much playing time as possible? Yes, MPJ proved the point. He could be a part of this team's future. But if it's past the deadline and we're still keeping him, Claxton, these other vets playing on this team, winning all these games against bad teams, we're going to be like 10, 11, or 12 in the lottery rankings, which means our chances are super slim. I know some people say, oh, but some of the playing teams got the top picks. It doesn't happen for every team. The Bulls were a playing team last year. They got the 11th pick. Like we got to be careful of gambling like that
Well,
because
well,
that's just
well,
rules.
I'm saying, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying, but if your team is better than what your record says, your team is better than the record says.
But what's the
It
goal
ain't.
here,
It's not
Scott?
like you. It's not like I understand where people coming from with the talent. I get it. He already didn't give you a point guard, and you winning games, and people crying about winning games, but they winning games with on vapors, literally. You win a game with rookies,
The last two, Jaeger was a huge part of, but the lot of games
right?
before that, MPJ's points have been a huge decider.
Well,
It
I
really
mean,
all about wins.
we knew what NPJ was. You got to put something on the floor. You
Yeah, but you
can't
can
just put
manage the
nothing.
minutes.
You just can't put those five rookies out there at the same time. They can't play together,
They exceeded expectation.
right?
That's what it is. But my thing is, I always ask people, would you rather a team that's put together that maybe have no all stars that works very well together versus having a star that don't really fit? And we trying to look at how the Bucks are right now. They falling apart.
Yeah.
Well, that was obvious once Giannis went down. We all knew this is where that was going. But my word with MPJ is this: listen, he's made a great case to be an All Star. He's likely to be an All Star. It's just we got to take into account the factors with his long term health on this team. He's already had 3 back surgeries. He wears that thing on his leg that are for people with what was it for people that have seizures or something like that or have mobility issues. Like
No,
he wears that brace, which is
yeah, they have.
that is scary. The more, if you actually read into what MPJ goes through on a day-to-day basis, it makes you like even more like in awe of the fact that he's even doing what he's doing right now. Like that's good and all, but he's in his late 20s. He'll be 30 in 2 years. I just don't see this as being sustainable long term. I think if you keep him as a second or third option, you could limit the minutes a bit more, still have him be relatively okay. But if this guy has to be your primary guy because you botched next year's draft where there is no big star, you see this team having next 2 3 years, it almost feels good again, especially with back injuries going to your 30s. Nobody knows how long MPJ has of being a top tier player. I think you accept it for what it is right now, but I think some people are over analyzing it, making it like this is going to be what this guy's going to do next 3 to 5 years. This is why the draft is so important. If you land a franchise guy, that's a guy that can be on a team for the next 10 plus years. MPJ doesn't have 10 plus years on this team. And I think people don't really read into that. We're just looking at present, what's looking good right now, but what is the long term outlook? I think people just don't care about that anymore. But still, you're not going to be a serious team if this is what is going to be what's going forward as your final product because it's not a final product.
I'm not gonna lie. For somebody that has a back problem, he's looking better than Joel
Word
Embiid.
up.
Looking better than Zion. looking better than Kawhi Leonard, and he probably played more games than him.
Mm, that's fair.
Again,
Uh,
he's putting a lot of work into managing it, but you can only manage something for so long. And when it says that he has nerve damage from his back to his lower leg, and that's why he wears a special brace, like you got to cross your fingers anytime he dunks the ball or anytime he falls, that doesn't have a reaction. I just think people got to realize that this guy's putting a lot of effort into being the top option, which he shouldn't even have to be on this team, but he had to be this year. But now some people are like, we can keep that going with MJ next 2 to 3 years to build a championship team. But what if we're ready for that and this guy's burnt out and he has to get paid $40 million by us? That's when things become really shitty for this team as far as an outlook goes.
I
well,
get it.
let's ask LB. LB, what's up, LB?
Hey, what's going on,
Hey,
Man, what
everyone?
you
LB.
think about
Happy
the
holidays.
happy holidays to you? What you think
You
about
too.
the MPJ trade thing? Should we trade him or should we keep him or what?
I definitely want him gone.
You do?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think that we should be probably drafting his replacement.
Mm,
And
mm,
because if you get an AJ,
That's
what are you
exactly what
holding
I'm
on to
saying.
him
Yeah,
for? I
yeah.
mean, so to me, but I mean, I don't want to
exactly.
wait till the draft to do it. I would rather do it while he's having this career year. Some of these teams, like who have let doubt seep into their game or something, in terms of whether it's OKC losing to the Spurs or the Spurs thinking MPJ could be the
Hmm.
ticket, whoever it is,
Right.
I just think that we should try to get draft capital and trade and trade MPJ.
You know what? When I think about it, and the
I'm
more I think about it, like with players that I like, the NBA is different now than it was 2 or 3 years ago with the tiers and the draft capital means so much more. I think draft capital is the way teams are going to have to build more than just trade. I mean, I get the trade, you get one or two pieces here and there, but your draft capital means so much. And being that MPJ is at the top of his game, maybe now is the time. There's an old saying, the coal is hot. You got to hit it when it's hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think also with what you're saying about the draft capital is that at some point maybe about half a dozen years ago or so,
Right,
the people who are getting in on their second contract, they
right,
started they started monkey wrenching everything because they started making too much too soon.
right,
And then
right.
it's like you look at it now and it's like you could get the kind of productivity for 20 million, for 25 million, which is considered, good contracts. You could get that kind of productivity from some of the guys that you're drafting. So why go out there
And spend
and
40.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Right.
so so for MPJ, I'm not saying that, any of these new guys are gonna come off the bat and average 25. But what I'm saying is if you do draft anyone who is as productive as, say, Cooper Flag is this year, if
Right.
you do get a guy like that next year, then why are you MPJ is not bringing us anywhere. I mean, I think this happens so much to Nets fans more than any other team that I've seen is that we always end up falling in love with the guy. Now I got Dylan on there saying, "Yeah, let's roll with MPJ." I'm like, "No, no, no, that's not part of the thing. Come on. No, I don't want to hear
Short
that stuff
Paul is
about we
second
need to keep
option,
him.
man. Come on.
No, I'm saying we don't need him. He's he's a fall on his back away from ruining us if if we don't trade him. So I
So
think that's what John
eventually,
was alluding to. So I
I mean,
think
Hey, listen.
yeah, my whole
No,
thing
listen,
is,
LBL. You and
go
I have
ahead,
been on the
John.
same page. No,
You know,
me and LBL have been on the same page about it. Listen, I will give this for LBJ. What he's done has been impressive, and I will say this: he's helped the rookies get that early feeling of what it's like to win meaningful games if you put work in. Jaeger having those big points against the Raptors, and then other big performance the other night. Like the rookies are feeding off of that. That's good for their just getting their confidence, right? But just like LBL says, when MPJ is value is super high, like look like a top 10 player, because likely that won't happen again if his role gets reduced if you do get a big fish in the future. Like why not strike while Aaron's hot? Look at his team like the Spurs right now. They are legitimately the kryptonite to a young OKC team because they have similar things to OKC, a young core. They're just missing maybe a solid wing like an MPJ, and they can legitimately compete against anybody in a playoff scenario. So if the Spurs were offering me a Keldon Johnson, Kelly Olynyk, Jeremy Sohan, and that Hawks 2026 swap for MPJ, that is some valuable assets. That Hawks swap right now is between the 14th pick, which is lottery bound, or the 15th at the worst. If I have a shot to get a second lottery pick for trading MPJ to the Spurs, that's a shot you take. Because your rookies right now, they're starting to develop and build their confidence. Let's see if you could test them a bit more without having an MPJ in their corner. And at the same time, we're collecting assets, restocking things, and building for the future. Because this pick for next year, that's what was most important this year. It wasn't MPJ. And now people are telling me MPJ is more important than the draft pick because we can draft anybody and we'll be competing in a weak East. Okay, weak East. What about a
Wow,
West?
that's
Do you want to
that's
win
sad.
a
That
title or do you
sounds
want to be a
like
second
people who don't know
finisher?
basketball.
Right. Yeah, that's what it
LBL,
is.
I've seen so many reactions. Some people, one person said on Twitter, "Our Shea might be Michael Porter Jr." And I'm like, what? Come
Nah.
on! Like,
Here's what I would
I
say
can't
to
go there.
someone that says something asinine like that. Then let's trade. Then let's see wh- who would give up any of those teams with top 10 lottery picks. Which one will trade us for Michael Porter Jr.?
Well, we know the
Zero.
Knicks is well. We know the Knicks is
No, I'm
dumb enough to
saying
trade us
none of
five.
them. None of them would. I'm saying, but none
No,
of
like
them would give
seriously.
up anyone who has a pick that could be in the top 10. None of them would give up that
Not this
pick
Well,
draft.
well,
for
well. The thing is
MPJ.
not to. Well, the thing was never to get picks in the top 10. The thing was to get multiple first round unprotected picks. That was the thing to get to MPJ. That's the realistic thing to get for MPJ, bro. Like, but I can tell y'all one thing, bro, about the NBA: a sucker is born every day. You know what I'm saying? So like,
That's true.
so let's not act like we can't
But
fleece.
let's also
For,
not get greedy because to me, I look at MPJ and I'm still seeing Cam Johnson. Is he better than Cam Johnson? Yes. But
No.
ultimately,
wait
what
a
did we
minute.
want to do?
Hold
We
on, hold
wanted to
on,
get
hold
rid of
on, hold on.
Cam Johnson
I,
and get draft capital. So
I'm
now
a.
what I'm saying is we got a better Cam Johnson in MPJ.
No, wait. I want to let it be known right now, bro. The version of MPJ that we are seeing right now, even with the back injury, even with the leg, even with the left leg
Mhm.
thing, and even with the arm injury that he had last year, bro. Cam Johnson has never been no version of this ever in his basketball life, ever.
Exactly. I'll agree with you with that. But my whole point for overemphasizing the Cam Johnson part of it is because then we start to lose sight of what were we trying to do. We weren't trying to get some
Right.
28-year-old guy who could score 25 on a losing team. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get one of these franchise turning guys. And I'm sorry to say, MPJ is not that franchise turning guy,
No,
whether you hold on to him or
I
not.
understand. I understand
Yeah,
that,
I
but
think
here's the
most people
reality.
agree.
Here's the reality of the Nets getting a quote unquote franchise turning guy chances. Let's remember what we did to the NBA. We burnt their money by getting rid of James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant in the middle of a season. We burnt them not once but twice. The NBA, we burnt them, bro, because they wasn't prepared for Cam Thomas to be on national TV televised games, putting up 40-point games. They wasn't prepared for that. Those games were marked for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and then the year before they were marked for James Harden, and then James Harden got dealt in the middle of the season, and then the very next year, Kevin Durant and Kyrie got dealt in the limited season. I am letting every Nets fan within the sound of my voice, I'm letting all of y'all know. The NBA is not doing us any favors. They will
We're
spit
not
in our face if before they ever give us a top five pick. We gotta build this shit while they not looking. We
So
gotta
so
build.
so now I gotta ask you this, Sleeve. They giving us a top five pick?
No, they're not.
No, I'm just saying, are they
not right
giving?
now with the
Cause
six
no,
odds.
I'm just saying to me because if it comes down to something as petty as that, and I understand that the machinations around the Mavs and the trading Luca to LA before LA, is bought and all that. And I understand all the machinations of all of those things. But what I'm saying is, if it's coming down to, well, the NBA is still mad at the Nets for messing up that star-studded team, and so we're gonna be punished by not getting by even if we deserve a pick, not getting it, then I don't want to watch basketball no more. To be
Okay,
honest with
well
you,
you
because
better
it's
stop.
rigged.
Well, you better start not watching
All
basketball
right,
right now.
because it's rigged. It's
Yeah,
rigged.
yeah,
It
you
means
damn right it is. You damn right it is, bro. Like, why, bro? Ask yourself, bro. Ask yourself this: OKC is still holding on to the Clippers pick. If they end up in top five, bro, like you gonna be saying, yo, this is the right thing to do. If the San Antonio
no. What
Spurs,
I'm saying is
the San Antonio Spurs are laying.
for OKC, people seem to be mad because Sam Presti is just a better GM than other people. I'm saying.
this. Can I say this,
Listen,
LBL, real
I'm
quick?
saying it
would
has
that
nothing
be?
to
Would
One
do.
that be?
question.
Would,
Those teams were dumb and stupid. And if
No,
he's
no,
doing
no,
it the
real
right
I
quick.
way, we
understand.
need to
I
learn to do
understand
it the
that.
right way.
I understand that, but
LBL, you
here's the
brought up Sam
thing:
Presti,
the
right?
NBA, they pat on the back people that do them favors. We haven't done any favors, bro. That shit in China, that wasn't no favor. The NBA is still
You-
the NBA was still uprising money and stakes, bro. Like if anything, NBC, bro, the NBA on NBC, the writing is already on the wall. Why do people think that the Chicago Bulls started off 7-0? It's because of the Michael Jordan interviews. I'm not stupid. I sit up and watch Forensic Files all day, bro. Like I'm not a stupid nigga, bro. I know what's going on. They're trying to rebuild that '90s bullshit rivalry between the Knicks and the Bulls, the Knicks and the Heat, all these other teams that was in the mix of the things in the East in the '90s that didn't include the goddamn Nets. It didn't include us. If we gonna build anything, bro, we gotta
Wait,
build this shit
LBL.
randomly while they not looking with a bunch of dudes, bro, that was not expected to go anywhere with their careers. That's how we gotta build it.
And that's going to be
If
a
y'all
losing
looking for top
franchise
five,
for the next 10 years
Wait,
that way.
I
wait,
guess we gonna
LBL,
be
you brought
losers
up
for the next 5, 10 years.
wait, no,
Go back to the
you know what's
'90s and
so you
go
know what's
back
so
to the '80s.
crazy?
What worried
Wait,
them?
Go ahead, John.
wait, you know
Before a
what's
lot
so
of people
crazy?
even thought of this being in Brooklyn, we messed up a market. That's what we did by trading
Nah,
Kevin Durant
you,
and Kyrie Irving. We ruined it.
you know, you,
That was
nah,
big
this is how
money.
you.
The
No, this is how
NBA
you
was
ruined it.
about to make big money off of that, and we in their mind we screwed them over. That's what
No,
happened. They're not
we
doing
screwed
us any
ourselves
favors.
over.
Stop looking for the draft to save y'all, bro. Stop.
Leave. We
It
screwed
I'm
ain't gonna
ourselves
definitely
over.
happen.
looking for the
We,
draft to
we,
save us
we,
because that's how it saved almost every franchise that's up.
Okay,
we screwed
yeah,
ourselves
all of
over.
these
We
franchises that's
traded.
up. Guess what? The Boston Celtics, we did that. We helped them. We helped them with that. They
Yeah,
didn't get
we
they
helped
they
them, but I'm saying, but are you going to
LBL, can
say?
you hear me?
But I'm saying,
okay.
I
If you
hear what you're
talking about
saying, but hold on.
OKC,
It's
if you
not like
talking about
anybody held a
OKC,
gun to Billy King's head and said, "Hey, go get a washed up KG and a washed up Paul Pierce." Ain't nobody told him to do that.
no, ain't
He
nobody
did that.
told. Yeah, you're right. Ain't nobody told them to do that. But here's the thing: when you go to a new building in 2012 in a new city in a new market, what you have to what they leaned on in their minds, they went for name value. They didn't go into the draft and build names up themselves. That's not what they do. That's not what the Nets do, bro. Go all the way back to the 2000s. That's not what they do. They went and got Jason Kidd and they marched to the finals. And that was the best era in Nets basketball
So
history.
you just gonna ignore the fact that you're gonna ignore the fact that Kenyon was in the from the draft and Richard Jefferson and Twin was also from the draft,
Yeah.
right?
I
You're gonna ignore that,
ask
right?
yourself how many of them was better than Jason Kidd all time? How many of them was better
I'm
than
not
Vince
gonna say
Carter?
I'm not gonna say any of them were better. I'm not even gonna say they were
It's the
better than
same thing we
Marbury.
doing right
But
now, bro. The
no,
draft
it's not the
pieces are going to
same
be
thing. It's
collateral
not the
pieces,
same thing.
and
Nah.
it is the same thing. I'm telling you what's going to happen. The draft pieces that we just got outside of Danny Wolf, Danny Wolf is the only player that we drafted that has the potential to be a number one option on this team. That is a fact. He's the only
So
person.
why does he have it? Why does he have it and Powell does not?
He has it, bro. He has it because He has simple basketball IQ, dribble, pass, shoot. He has that at 7 feet, bro. Like, listen, fill up the stat sheet. Go look at around the league, bro.
I'm
Like,
saying
all the
so, but I'm saying, but you're acting like you're acting like Drake Powell can't do that.
Drake Powell can't do it. You know why, bro?
He
Because
can score.
he can score, bro. But here's the thing. He's not gonna force the issue, bro. He's a con man. He's the token black dude in the scary movie.
No, wait. I
That's
gotta
what
step
he
in for a second.
is.
Wait, please.
Go
Listen,
ahead, John. Go ahead, John.
Drake Powell is a skilled, young, athletic man, and this is the
He
thing that
ain't
bugs
that
me.
skilled.
If
He
wait, if no,
athletic.
if you, wait, do you know what his field goal and efficient numbers are? His field goal and 3-point numbers are better than Cam Thomas numbers. Cam
That
Thomas is
that
supposed
that's
to be
called
the
smart
best scorer on the
shooting.
team.
That's what it's called.
Yes, that's what he is. He's a smart
That's
shooter.
called
He's done
that's called
everything to
shooting
his
when you're
asked to be.
open. That's what it's
Wait,
called.
please. Can I finish? Please. No, but here's the problem. This is what I'm pissed at Jordy for this season. You played Tyrese Martin and Terrence Mann over this young kid who defensively is better than both of them, but so many times you make this kid go through so many hoops that people now say he's got to go to the G League, but it's like this kid is gifted, he is athletic, he can score in different ways, and he should be getting a starting chance, not a Terrence Mann. Tyrese Martin has been wasting minutes away. But now Cam's back in the equation. What? Drake Powell's going to have to earn his role again? This is the problem with some of these vets on this team. They're taking away the future's minutes. Like we got to make some decisions this upcoming month. We
And
can't just say,
let's
"Oh,
be clear, it's
we're
not the
taking Haywood
vets because
Highsmith
the
instead."
vets
Well,
don't put themselves in the game. So let's
No,
not
yeah,
say it's the
yeah, it's not
vets.
the
Exactly.
vets.
no,
It's the
it's a
coaching staff.
combination. It's Jordy and the vets. I would say I'll give them fair
I'm not
blame if
No,
you
even
I
want
giving
to
It's
it
say
don't
the
that.
think
not.
vets.
You
it's the
can't
vets.
It's
blame a
not the
vet for
vets. The
You
playing.
vets
can't
are
blame
getting
the
playing
vets.
time because they're
But
getting
Drake
paid
Powell got
money.
to get healthy too. Drake Powell, every time you
Drake
put him
Powell
on
he keep getting the same ankle
his
injury.
ankle, the same
Yeah,
ankle, just like
yeah,
how you Cam Thomas with the hamstring. This dude got his ankle every time he get on the court.
yeah. His ankle. He always have an ankle injury or
Well,
some kind of
remember in the
mishap.
summer
Well,
it
he's
was
actually coming back
tendonitis. It was
tomorrow. They
jumpers
they
knee.
announced he's
Remember?
coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, he's coming back Saturday.
He's
Hope,
coming
So
back
yeah,
tomorrow, which is good news. So
hopefully he could stay on the court and not injure his what do you call it, his ankle. He need to go talk to Steph Curry or something.
I
You need to
think
talk to Clowney because
listen,
Clowney kept
I'm
injuring his ankle last
he'll
definitely
be
year.
fine.
well. I'm definitely for moving MPJ
that was the
Nah, I'm
main
for.
to the highest
question.
bidder.
I'm
I think
for. The only reason why I'm for moving MPJ is because of his injury history. The player that we're going to get that is going to probably be a number one outside of Drake, outside of Danny Wolf, is probably going to be somebody that we traded for. If y'all want to follow the OKC mold, follow it all the way. Don't follow the shit halfway.
I mean,
if
you
I
know
was
what it
trading
is,
MP,
Leaf. You believe in Danny Wolf as much as I believe in any of those top three draft picks. I think all three of those top three draft picks are going to be better players than Danny Wolf.
Listen, all I'm saying is, bro, we don't need a top 10 player, just like the Knicks don't need a top 10 player. And I
Yeah,
hate to compare the two, but the market is the market, bro. It sells itself.
The Knicks got a top 10 player
It
though.
is what it is.
The Knicks got a top 10 player.
The Knicks, yeah, they got a top 10 player in Brunson, bro. I don't think he's top 10, but
But not
everybody
but
else
they
think he's
didn't
top 10.
but
That's
they didn't
fine.
but they didn't get him from drafting. That's
Yeah,
the
I
whole thing.
Of
understand
course
that.
they didn't get him to drafting. Just like we ain't gonna get
if
our top 10 player from drafting unless we put Drake Powell, unless we
But
put Danny
see,
Wolf
but
in,
see, let
unless we
but
put
see,
Danny Wolf in right now
but
for
let me
30
ask
plus
you
minutes a
this. Let me
game.
ask you this.
That's the only
DF,
player
let me
that's
ask
gonna
you
be the
this.
number one
we
option
got
on this
echo. We
team.
got echo. We got echo.
Jamal, you got
Let,
to fix your mic, Jamal.
let me ask you this. Speaking of the Knicks and the Nets, right? Because I'm
Yeah,
a longtime Nets fan. But what I'm saying is we cannot ignore what DFS said about going from the Lakers to the Clippers and the Brooklyn to the Knicks. It's like we are always going to be the second franchise, the little brother. And what I'm saying is that don't bother me as a Nets fan because as long as we win, I don't care about that.
right.
But
Well,
what I'm
that don't
saying,
bother me
but
as a Nets
since it
fan.
is
I'm gonna
that,
answer that question. That
but
don't
since it
bother me
is
as a
that,
Nets fan because the Knicks ain't shit anyway. What have they done
Our,
for us to be the little brother?
our
What
problem
have
is
they
we don't
done? They
well,
haven't
necessarily
I'm
done
gonna
agree
what the
tell
on the
you
Lakers done.
this:
organization.
there's more fans of them in the New York metropolitan area than there is, and because they have a longer history of being in the same
L,
league, being in the NBA.
Right.
It's
They've been in the league just as long as the Lakers and the
LBL.
Celtics. What have they done?
LBL, you bring up an interesting point here. This is what the Nets can't do, the front office. You cannot say I have to compete with the Knicks because they're winning right now, and I have to put some conglomeration of pieces that aren't going to be a long term, but they need to be competitive because we got to sell as much tickets as them. No, focus on building the right team first. This is what the problem is.
That's what I'm
Going into this
saying.
year,
Yeah.
it was about getting the best lottery pick possible. You already drafted 5 guys. They're going to get development this year. They're going to grow in their roles and earn those minutes. Some of them are doing that. Okay, but now the role is changing where people are saying MPJ is now a superstar and these rookies are good complementary pieces. It's like, since when? When was that the goal? This is where Jordy and the front office need to have a powwow and say, hey, what are we doing this next month? Are there guys you're going to move somewhere? Do I have to put the rookies in different situations to get them more burn? These guys got to talk to each other. As much as it's been fun to see what they've done this last month, this is more of a mirage than real. You beat middle to bottom teams.
Exactly.
You didn't beat no top contenders to have the number one defense. But everybody's saying, we got the number one defense now. We're going to compete next year for something. What? What if MPJ has an injury? Then you're competing for nothing. We're exactly where we were 4 years ago. Still not sure where we're going.
Well,
Like, that's got to change. Like, there needs to be a direction here chosen.
from what I'm hearing,
John, injuries is a
Right.
part of the game. Period. Like we could draft somebody right now and they could get injured on the first play of the game
Exactly,
and
like
never be
Drake
the
Powell
same.
did.
but the whole
And
thing is this: do we
So
trade
we're
MPJ?
avoiding drafting Wemby because he might get hurt. Come on,
No,
man.
we
Let's make it make
You got to make
sense.
a plan.
avoid drafting Wemby.
hold on.
When do we ever get a chance to draft Wemby?
No, hold
No,
on.
but that's my
LBL,
whole point. That's my whole
LBL,
point. You don't say,
LBL.
well, he hasn't
It's a
played
problem,
yet, so he might get
but it's
hurt.
a
Who
problem. It's a
cares?
problem. It's a problem right now
You
with
got
Wimby with
echo.
the blood clots.
Yo, I'll tell you, I'd rather be the Spurs than Brooklyn right now.
You know what's crazy? You bring up the injuries thing. These rookies are not going to be making $40 million like MPJ is right now. People got to realize that we have flexibility, but if you have to pay MPJ in 2 years and he's carrying this crazy burden because the front office said, "Hey, let's make him the guy," you're going to look like a fool, and you don't have no top pick after that. Like
And
these
and
rookies
if
we
he
drafted
and,
this
and
year,
if
they
he
could be good,
slides back
complementary,
down, if
structured
he slides back
rotation
down from
guys.
say
But
like 26 a game, if he slides back down next year to 20 a game, nobody's gonna want him for 40 something $1 million. So let's stop fooling ourselves and let's get rid of him.
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. And if
yeah.
you're
That's the whole thing of
yeah, and not a lot of teams are going,
striking
and
the
not a lot of teams
coal.
are going to want his.
That's the whole thing of striking the coal hot.
That's that old red Auerbach stuff, right?
Yeah,
Scotty, where they say
It,
better to trade him a year
it,
too early than a year too late.
that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly, and you have a young core that's earning their roles, and I feel optimistic about that right now, more so than MPJ clocks and then the rookies follow suit. Like that's not going to lead us anywhere other than what the Kings and the Bulls have done the last few years. Yeah, you
But
make a play in berth,
they
but
have
you're
they
not
have
going far.
they have two ways of handling this. They can sit him down, sit him and Cam Thomas down. They
Which
can they
will cause eyes from the league. But go ahead.
right, but I mean, pay it.
Exactly, they had
That's what
a
other
lot of teams
teams
had no.
did.
Yeah, a
Other
lot of
teams
teams
paid
that
it.
got these picks had no problem trading. Like, we didn't. You know
Washington
what's
do it
crazy?
all the
We,
time.
I
we
wish I
didn't
had.
risk.
I wish we could pay
But they're about to change
100,000 and
that.
have a better draft pick.
They're not
They're
going to
about to
change it
change
this
that.
year, Jamal. They're not changing it this year, Jamal. They're not going to help us
But
out this year with
but
that.
you but
That's
my thing is y'all fail to realize, yeah, we might think they might not do certain things to us, but they're gonna make us pay, whether it's money or whether it's picks or screwing us over some other way. They're
So
gonna
you
do it
so you think, Jamal, that
yeah, but all the
the
teams.
league actually, one of their top 5 teams or top 10 teams in the league, they will treat that kind of that way.
because
You
if
think?
you have to set an example. So far, that's what what's his name, Adam Silver, been trying to do. He's been trying to set examples by certain things, and if he's not gonna just let you rock out, that's why what you call it was uh the New York Knicks lost their picks. Well, a
Right.
pick because of Jalen Brunson. That
No,
whole thing.
that was
It's
because
teams that's been losing their picks because of certain things that have been going on, and he's not
that
allowing
was
it.
that was contract negotiations why they lost their pick. You know what it was? They talked to him early before the process to actually start signing players. I think that's when the
No,
Knicks
no, I
got
get that, John.
lost
I'm
something.
saying I'm saying he's already at a point where they already talking about the whole tanking thing.
Right, right.
Well,
So he's not gonna allow you to just we already at that point. We're already talking about taking
here,
away this whole tanking method.
here's
Y'all
what
think
I'm
y'all
Yeah,
gonna
gonna do some
say.
other shit?
Jamal,
but
here's
Jamal,
what I'm gonna say. As a longtime Nets fan, I'm saying, like for over 40 years, I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm saying when it comes to them, as bad as snake bitten as we are, I don't have no NBA complex about they're not gonna let us have this or they're not gonna let us do that. I'm saying I don't have that kind of complex the same way Leaf is saying they're not gonna allow us to get a top 5 pick. I don't have that. My thing is, you put them on Front Street and you finish with one of the worst records, and then you put that on Front Street to show that, oh, now you're still giving us the eighth pick, even though we finished in the top 4 or something. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
Yeah,
gotta
it's
you gotta do
collusion.
it like you
Collusion.
gotta
We
do it
know.
like that. You gotta
We
do
know
it
how
You
it
like
got to
that.
goes.
make it.
it,
Other words, put them on
And I ain't
blast.
But
worried
but
about, and I
but
ain't worried, and it's not a money issue. It's
Right.
not a money issue because last year we had our best attendance ever.
Right.
So,
yeah,
it's not about that. It's about,
no
and
no.
and
It,
Philly
fixing
and
your
Philly and Utah
franchise.
got fined. And Philly and Utah got fined crazy. Remember last year with Embiid, he was healthy to start the season, but he was out for like what the first 8 to 10 games. And everybody's like, "What's the injury designation?" They never gave a real designation. It was like injury management. Then it turns out the guy needed surgery. So it's like they were like getting fined for all this crazy stuff, but they still got top picks out of us. Like if this organization is too chicken shit to pay a fine, then you shouldn't be in charge of this team because you're putting us in a horrible direction right now. We were winning games last year in February because of Keon Johnson, D'Angelo Russell. Like we guys are not even here anymore. We're helping us win games, and it shot us in the foot. Like this is even worse because you have a guy that's won a title, but now people are looking at him as the end all be all savior of this
So
team, which is
so
an illusion at this
could
point.
so so can,
but
could MPJ be number 3 on this team in the future? I mean, he is 27 years old.
If you
I
manage,
This is
mean,
if
what
you
I'm gonna
manage his
say.
minutes,
This is what I'm
maybe.
gonna say real quick, Scott.
yeah.
He can't be number 3 making 40 something million a year.
I understand that.
Exactly.
I
He'd have to
understand
take a
So
that.
pay
so
Yeah.
and
decrease.
he's not gonna accept less because he's getting better. So that means he
Then
gotta go.
there, yeah.
Exactly. There's another quandary. If this guy carries this next 2 years, he's in the perfect
Good
position to
point.
ask for what he wants. And then the scary thing is LBL. This is a scary thing. Sean Marks has shown he will overpay for players. If you overpay for a guy in his 30s with 3 back surgeries, we are screwed. Like you
Now,
cannot do something like
now,
that.
now, maybe I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just putting this out there in the world. Would he take a pay cut?
No,
Why
he
wouldn't if
won't.
he's a top three
I
player? If
mean,
he's a top
players
three
have
player
done
with
it.
stats, why
Players
would he
are
take
Oh
a
no,
doing
pay
it
cut?
now.
I'm just saying. I see, like, say, the best case scenario for us, we get Cam Boozer or whoever else, right?
Right.
And he's still on there. He still got to make 40 something next year, right? Because that's the last year,
Yeah,
right?
that's his last year. Yeah.
There's no way I think he's gonna accept less to be on a team when we're still trying to move from losing to winning. I don't see that.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
I think your best
I,
shot
And
is
he's
I
closing in on 30 years old, knowing that's going to be his
yeah,
last big payday.
that's
Scott,
another thing. Yeah,
Scott,
that's another thing.
if you're asking me what the best destination is from right now, is the Spurs. If you don't want to send him in the East to a team like the Pistons and have to deal with him, send him back out West with a team like the Spurs. So right now, are the only team that legitimately could say I've beat OKC 3 times straight. Every
Why
other
would
team has gotten
Spurs take
decimated
him?
except
Why would Spurs? Well, they could, but the thing is that would put them into close to being over the cap, wouldn't it?
no, well, they have expiring salaries to move. They also have Keldon Johnson, who has a 2 year contract left. They could offset that, and MPJ's contract comes off in a year. This is the thing some teams have to realize: if you go after all in on MPJ, you don't have to do it for 1 more year. And if you're a championship contender, don't you want to take that shot because that turns into cap
No,
space
they
for your
sound good,
team?
but I mean, you got to look at it from both angles as well as money and the players. You have to look at
Yeah,
both. You can't just
right. But
look
if
at
you
one and then not the
Right,
other one doesn't
but if you look at
fall.
the Spurs right now, they got a lot of great guards. They have Wemby. They have some interesting
That
wings, but they don't have a set wing that could be like a all star wing on their team right now. Like Harrison Barnes and Keldon Johnson aren't doing what MPJ could do, and MPJ can be a third option. If you have Wemby, Fox, MPJ, and then Castle and Harper behind that, OKC is going to be in more trouble than they
All
were in these
right.
regular
So,
series
John, I'm going to
games.
play devil's advocate for a second, and I'm going to say
Mhm.
this. MPJ, like none of those guys you mentioned can score like MPJ, but the combination of them
Mhm.
is better than MPJ. We just have to do like Pod Thorn and just con them. Because
I don't think we have to con them
MPJ
though.
ain't gonna be the difference
Yeah, but
for the
LVL,
Spurs.
we don't have to con them though. They have a lot of expiring salaries that they're
No,
probably
what
not going to want to
I'm
resign
saying
next
is
year.
look at the
So
Spurs. Look at the Spurs. Look at them just beating OKC 3 times. Who are they scared of? Nobody.
I'll tell you this: the way the Hawks are performing as a middle below team right now, that pick that the Spurs have that's at 14 right now in the lottery, I want that pick if I'm going to trade MPJ to your team. You give me that pick, I have a shot to get 2 lottery picks next year,
But you
which
know
is
what?
huge
But
for
that's
us
what
at
I'm
this
trying to
point.
say. So do the Spurs. The Spurs want that pick too.
They don't
They
need
got
it.
it.
No, LVL, they don't need
No,
it.
I'm
They got
saying,
Wemby, they got
but
Fox.
why do
They
we
don't need
act
those
like
that pick.
why do we act like once teams why do we act like once teams have something set that they don't want more? They still greedy. It's like OKC. OKC, well, they're supposed to give up their picks just because they got 10 guys that are good. It's like, no, just keep going. And
You
that's
know,
what good teams do.
it'd be
Yeah, because
amazing. We trade.
if you could get a top player and pay them pennies, why not?
Yeah.
It'd be
That's what I'm saying.
amazing.
That's what I'm saying. They're looking at MPJ. I think the Spurs would look at MPJ. I mean, despite
Too
all of
expensive.
the histrionics that John and Pod Thorn are trying to throw at them, they're looking at MPJ and saying, "Why do we want to mess up this chemistry? We just beat the best team in basketball 3 times in a row."
In regular season though, but playoffs, as we all know, are a different animal. And Shea has mastered getting the foul calls by all the refs in playoff situations. The Spurs are coming to the playoffs green. Yes, you beat these guys regular season, which is super impressive. But a 7 game series, Spurs need a bit more than I think they have right now if they want to go all in.
I think what they saying is don't change something that's working until something is wrong. And there ain't nothing wrong with the
Exactly, and they're so
Spurs.
young.
Ain't nothing
They're
wrong with the
so young,
Spurs.
and they have such talent that
Yeah, they can get better.
they could afford to go in there and lose. They could afford it to go in there and lose a series, and then say, "Okay,
Next
now we're
year.
looking for MPJ."
Right.
And
Yeah,
you know
but
So
what's funny, John? If you look at it, the same thing you're saying about the Spurs now is the same thing you said about OKC, and OKC won it all, right? This is the
yeah, but
same thing you were saying last year. Yo, they need Cam Johnson. I don't know why. I don't know why OKC is not. They need that shooter, right? And then they want it all anyway, right?
yeah.
those
Yeah.
were for
So
back
that's
end
all
bench
I'm
pieces,
saying.
though. That was for
Yeah,
back end
no.
bench
No,
pieces,
the
though.
Spurs are
In this
It's
set.
all
They
case,
it's
really
all
don't need
about
to do
matchups.
nothing.
It's all
no,
about
listen,
Yeah,
matchups.
it is
The
about
Spurs are not
matchups.
set. Wait. The Spurs are
This
not set. Listen, you know why it would be on the Nets to do something like this? The NBA wants Wemby to be the face of the NBA. If the Nets do something like this, give them a guy who's playing like a top 3 player to play with Wemby to get Wemby as close to the finals as possible, that to me is how you create real sway with an NBA or the NBA right now. Because we're not doing anything. Joe Tsai thinks this China thing he did is going to curry favor. No, it's not. You help make an extra few $1 million. But if you really want to get their eyes on you, give Wemby a big piece to help get him to a finals appearance. They are not a
So
finals team right now. They are
so
winning
John,
in a regular season against OKC, but playoffs are a different animal, guys,
yeah,
than the
we
regular
John,
season. You got to remember that too.
what would your Spurs package be for
It would be
for the Nets?
It would be Kelvin Johnson because he has 1 more year left. The Nets can maybe turn that into assets down the line. Kelly Olynyk because that's an expiring contract. Jeremy Sohan, he's a young player, but he doesn't look like a long-term part of the Spurs' future. So that's a throw-in I could evaluate because he's a restricted free agent. That Hawks pick is definitely coming. Now, if I add Haywood Highsmith or Dayron to the deal, I want a future Spurs first. Now, if you want to protect it, top 5, okay, sold. So that's the deal
I
I would
don't
do right now with them.
I feel like just looking at it basketball wise, I feel like that's a big gamble messing up your depth for this guy with a bad back. But go ahead if you want to. But for
Hey, but
me, I wouldn't
you're
do it.
starting unit set though. You're starting unit set though. You could start MPJ with alongside Wemby, alongside Fox.
I'm
Like
saying
literally, you
they're
have the
doing
scoring
But
pretty
right now.
well. They're
but
doing pretty well with who they got with
does that
Keldon
money
Yeah,
match
Johnson
but
up?
and Sohan.
Does that money even match up?
yeah, it does. Actually, you know what the crazy thing is? If you switch it from Keldon to Harrison Barnes Olenek, and Sohan make up $39 million, which is close to MPJ's $38, $39 million contract. So yeah, the money actually matches on that end. So actually, the Nets don't have to use all their cap space to pull off a deal like this.
So
You
they're
actually
gonna give
match it.
up. And you remember, you said the playoffs is a whole different animal, right? Harrison
Mhm.
Barnes is a tested warrior,
Well, at the end of the day,
right?
it could be Keldon or Johnson, and Keldon Johnson's a small forward, right? So it would probably more and Harrison Barnes is a power forward, so they probably wouldn't want to give us Barnes. They probably want to give us Keldon Johnson because MPJ plays small forward right now, so
I'm
probably
not trying to
Keldon
be a
over
negative Ned,
Barnes.
but what I'm saying is, if I'm the Spurs, I don't want that guy. I don't like that trade at all. It's crazy. It doesn't do anything
Yeah,
for
but
us.
if
It
we add
doesn't. It's lateral.
but
It's not making us better.
I would add Dayron to the package because if you have Dayron and Luke Cornett behind Wemby, you have great protection at the center position, which right now Luke Cornett's doing a good job. But adding Dayron is a great rebounder. I think it just makes the Spurs bigger as a team, which they've been able to be physically imposing on a lot of different teams. So I could add to that package to get more of what I want from the
I don't
Spurs.
think you're
So yeah,
adding anything they want. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, but they're not gonna listen. LBL for OKC, it worked because they had a top generational talent in Shea. They had a great guy in Jalen Williams, but still, at the end of the day, they need another piece. As much as they have they have great young scoring guards in that team. They have Wemby. Their wing position is still, I think, it's a little small, man. I don't think it's as big right now to compete against OKC because OKC has the playoff
And they
you
still
don't
won a
experience.
think.
championship.
Hold up. You don't think the Spurs are. You don't think the Spurs are ahead of schedule?
No.
I think they're doing some really good things right now, and I've said this on podcasts. They are the biggest threat to OKC, but the trade deadline is when you cannot leave any stone unturned. For OKC, they need to go after anybody because most of the core was set. The Cam Johnson thing was just extra filler for them if they wanted to super dominate, which they need to. But in the Spurs case, they have a decent young core, but still, there's another piece maybe that could really put them over against OKC that they don't have right now. They have depth, but is that depth is strong enough to beat
I
OKC right
think.
now?
Well,
In a
Bro,
what
they
I'm.
playoff
beat
scenario.
I
OKC handily twice. What are we
Yes,
talking
I
about?
think it's enough to beat OKC.
It's
And
enough to
his.
beat OKC, but it's just not enough to beat everybody else.
I
Maybe
think it's
like
enough to win it. I think both of those teams could win it. OKC
no,
or the
no, no.
Spurs.
Well, here's the thing:
I would disagree, man. I
The
think right
Spurs
now, if you ask me
chances
who
lean
could give me the
heavily
best
on
return, it's
Wimby's
Detroit or
health.
the
That's what
Spurs.
it
Now,
leans on,
Detroit,
bro.
they need a third
More of it's
option.
health.
It
Yeah.
leans on
Tobias
Wimby's
Harris
health
is
more than
not a
anything.
reliable third option. We've seen
Well,
this
let's
guy
say
in
this. I mean, you're
playoffs.
saying that, but
You did.
everybody's best player leans on health. OKC ain't winning without Shea. So,
Right.
Yeah,
I'm saying to say it's leaning on Wemby's health, of course it is. He's their
Yeah.
best player. But I'm
No,
saying
I think the Spurs is
But here's the
are
thing, bro.
there.
Like
They just young.
Notice when Wimby gets out
but
of the
that's why having
lineup, bro.
MPJ
Like
is
the
great because
Spurs.
he's been to the championship already. He knows how to get through the playoff series. They don't have
But
that
I'm
young
not
guy.
giving up my depth
Fox has never
though.
been in a deep
I'm
playoff
not.
situation.
But as the Spurs, I'm not giving
So
up my
hold up. What
depth.
are we? Wait.
I'm not.
What's
me
the
I mean,
neither, Scott.
what's the
it's three. Wait,
scenario
but it's
I'm
here?
three
not. I'm
pieces.
not. I'm
We could
not.
You
supplement.
know
They
that's what
playing
cost.
well
We could
right now.
supplement
I'm
a
not.
depth
That's what
piece with
cost us
them.
our championship with though.
I'm
Wait,
Because we
not
wait,
went
wait.
doing
without
We
the
that.
have
Michael
Hold
Harden.
up. What's the
we have
trade
better
scenario
pieces to
here?
offer
I'm
them
not
too
doing
to make
that.
up for some of the pieces they let go. And
They're
it's
not
really
doing
Kelly
it.
Olynyk. It's Kelly Olynyk and Keldon Johnson, guys. Are those guys really going to do anything in the playoffs?
I
What I'm
don't
gonna
know,
say to you
Off the
but
is
that
bench?
room,
Hell
that
yeah.
locker room is great right now.
what I'm gonna
That's
say
what
to
I
you
know.
is if the Spurs don't win it, they got time, and they got
They're
time. They
young.
good,
They're
and
young.
they're
Yeah.
Like
young. So
Wimby
I'm
is what,
saying
21 years old. What we talking
Yeah, but you're
about?
saying the same thing Anthony Edwards is saying. He thinks that he could always get back to Western Conference Finals. He's done it 3 years in a row, right? No,
2
you don't.
years.
no.
Time
But
waits for
here's the
nobody.
thing: more of the Spurs key players are young than Minnesota's.
Exactly.
Yeah, but still, that's why you have to wonder. Because remember, what did Anthony Edwards want this past summer? He wanted Kevin Durant. They didn't do that, and now he's forced to use Randall and Rudy again as his co-stars, which aren't getting them anywhere. They're still in the middle where they were a few years ago.
Hold on, wait, John,
They're
you
not
all
going to be
over
over
the
that
place.
hump. Like you have to make a move
What we trying to do
eventually,
here?
and I think the Spurs are a good team with a lot of youth,
Well,
a lot of skill.
he's trying to find a way
I
to
think
get
they're missing
MPJ to
something.
the Spurs.
You
But
trying to
I'm
find a
saying
way
the
to get
Spurs,
MPJ to the Spurs
but the
by
Spurs are
Spurs
not.
Spurs,
looking.
Detroit. Hell, I'll send him to the Clippers right
So
now. So
hold up,
OKC
You know
must
what?
have a
hold up,
top
This, you
pick.
time
know
out,
what,
time
Leaf?
out, hold up, time out.
This is his same argument last year.
Yeah, I
Only
remember
replace OKC.
telling OKC that they need
They
Cam
need
Johnson, yet
Cam
they won a
Johnson. Yeah.
championship any damn way.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
really want to go to this scenario again? Okay, it has San Antonio called us?
No.
Has
Again, at
Minnesota,
the end
has
of the day, that was
Detroit
an
called
extra
us?
depth piece for them. Okay, and I still think they could have done it, but you know what? Sam Presti didn't need to, so it was a good move on his part. But still, it was nothing I said that was wrong. I actually made a great argument. Now, this one, MPJ, I'm making an even better argument because he's a perfect third piece next to Wemby and Fox.
He's a
Literally,
perfect
like
third
that's
piece.
literally a
I would
five:
agree. I would agree
Wemby,
with you.
Fox, MPJ, Castle, and Harper. How you gonna stop that?
I would agree
But
with
but
you,
but
bro. Like,
John,
listen,
they're looking at New Orleans and what pieces they have.
that's what they looking at. Like, they not looking at us, bro.
I'm hearing that the Pelicans' price on Herb Jones and Trey is ridiculous, and nobody wants to meet that. That's like a Desmond Bain package that
That'll
they're pulling
change.
for Herb Jones or Trey
That'll
Murphy.
change.
That's
That will
ridiculous.
change.
Those guys are so injury prone. Like I think they're really good defenders, but those guys have
And
missed more games the last 3 years and they've played games, and yet they
so
want
you
to quote
telling
high
me you
freaking
could
value
trust
for those
MPJ
guys. Like,
back,
come on.
bro, more than you
This is
could
why the
trust Trey
FPJ thing
Murphy
is so like
and
serious
whatchamacallit.
because listen, if they want to keep him past February 5th, I understand it, Scott. You've heard me say that. I could see a
Yeah.
potentiality with keeping MPJ, but at the same time, is that risk worth it if you don't do well in this upcoming draft and you don't get a star to complement MPJ? If none of those two things
They
are met with keeping
focus
MPJ, we're
the
just shooting
Nets.
ourselves in the foot here.
The Nets focus
Hold up. Maybe our job is not to get a star. Maybe our job is to develop a team with
right,
cohesion, bro, and win with that.
right.
Have you ever seen
We
the 2014
Like that's what the
Spurs?
Nets have to ask themselves.
Like,
listen.
let's stop acting like the 2014 Spurs can't happen again, bro. Like, why we acting that way?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, Lee. The thing is that their focus should be on the draft. That's it. They got one pick. You
We got
can
one
lose,
pick to make, bro. Get
and
them
that's it.
involved.
Get,
Like, bro, everybody is convinced. We should get a top 5 pick. Even though we've been showing, I'm like, bro, I don't really care what pick
not
we
let,
made.
not
I don't really
let's
care what pick we gonna get. You know
right.
why? Because Jordy Fernandez has proven that with some of
Whatever
these
he
picks in the
get,
20s. That he could do something and he could
yeah,
get them to play a lot better basketball than they begin playing at the beginning of the season.
yep,
That's
sure
what
enough,
he's proved.
yeah,
If you want to do development, look at how they actually develop.
yep,
Pay attention to that. It's baby steps. It's not going, let's just jump across the line and let's just get a top 5 pick and then we're going to put pressure on him and then he don't do well. Oh, we screwed the draft up. No.
yeah. That'll be the next thing they say.
That'll be the next thing because if it don't work in the next couple of years, we're going to be like, we got a top 5. We did all of this losing for this.
Yeah, they messed up. They drafted the wrong guy.
Yeah. And you know how easy it is to draft the wrong guy when you got one pick.
Yeah.
When you got 5 picks, it ain't that hard. Your chances are a little bit better. You could get something.
Yeah, somebody will shake, right?
Yeah, somebody will shake. When you got one pick, now you got to make it work. If it don't work, bro, you screwed yourself. Now you got to go back to the drawing board.
Nobody wants to do that because this market doesn't require 10 years of being
tanking, bro.
tanking.
Exactly.
That's not going to happen.
Like if you, bro, the Knicks wasn't tanking for years. They just sucked.
Yeah, they drafted R.J. Barrett in the first round
quickly. They drafted Obi Toppin.
Yeah,
every last one of them dudes went somewhere else, and now they balling out.
Right. Well, matter of fact, one of them won a title, right?
No.
No, he went to the finals.
He went to the final. He was about to, but until his point guard got fucked up.
Yep, sure enough.
You know what I'm saying? So the reality about this is, bro, maybe it's not about us getting a superstar. Maybe it's about us, bro, getting somebody that can be a number 1 option for us and build the rest of the team and build the rest of the pieces around it. That
one of their players won a title.
You said who?
One of their players won a title with OKC, Hartenstein.
Oh yeah, Hartenstein, right? Oh yeah.
Did they draft Hartenstein? No, they got Hartenstein from Houston.
Houston.
I think they
got him
drafted
from Houston. No, they got him from
sure?
Houston. They got him.
I thought they drafted him.
Hartenstein came from Houston, bro.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did. He
okay.
came from Houston.
Yeah. So I mean, let's be firm about what it needs to be built, bro. Like because it's a lot of number one options in the league that can't be number one options anywhere else because you're gonna have to build a team around. Like, bro, you think Giannis could just come to any damn team and just fit in? No, you're gonna have to put pieces around him that makes it makes his game work.
Right, right.
Cause his game, he hasn't, bro. His game has been virtually the same his entire career. Get down the lane, and it's worked for him in Milwaukee.
Yep.
But the reality is that the next team that gets him, they're gonna have to figure out the hard way how difficult it is to build around Giannis.
Right.
How
Well,
difficult it is to build around
we
Jalen
seen
Brunson.
we seen superstars leave or stars leave and go to other teams, and it didn't work.
Yeah,
I've seen that with my own
We seen
eyes.
KD be an off-season whore and go all over the place, bro. And what has it done?
Nothing.
Like let's keep it real. Dylan Brooks is doing more for Phoenix than he ever did.
Yep.
Like, come on, bro. Like the fit, if
If it
it's
don't fit,
if it
yeah.
don't fit, bro, don't wear the sock.
Yep, that's true. It is a team sport. It is. I think a lot of people. The problem, Leaf, is a lot of these guys. I mean, I don't like to put it that way, but I have to say it that way. They like to fit stars and numbers together. You got the number guys who go by numbers, and then you got some who go by performance or what people who they think will go together because
Exactly.
they good at another team. But once you put them together, I don't know if you like me.
This is the thing
If
about
I
it,
come
Scott,
in the
is
locker room and you sitting there looking at me and I'm, maybe I stink. Maybe my feet stink and you don't like
here's the thing about it, Scott, bro. Like we never in our wildest dreams thought that the Joker way of doing things would lead to 30, 15, and 12 a
Right.
night, bro. We never thought that. We never thought Luka's slow ass would be available to put up 35, 9, and 9. We never
Right.
thought that, bro.
Right.
The innovation of basketball, bro, nobody sees coming. They only think they do because everybody else is doing it, bro. Like, and everybody else is figuring stuff out. No.
Right.
The thing is, bro, like, the reality is basketball, at the end of the day, at the first of the day, bro, no matter what Jordan showed you, no matter what Kobe showed you, no matter what any of these all-time greats showed you, it's still a team sport.
Yeah, it's a team sport.
If the Indiana
Pacers showed us that
if the
last year.
Pacers and the Celtics and even OKC didn't show you nothing, they showed you that from
Yeah.
1 through 9, bro. They could get shit done.
Yeah.
They showed you that. They
Yeah,
showed
it's a
you that.
team sport.
Here's the thing. When people think about superstars, they think about, dudes that could just go out and go get their own bucket. Let me tell you something about Steph Curry. I don't like shit he stand for, but the nigga's a damn good team basketball player.
Yes, he is. He'll get you in your spots.
Yes. He understands X's and O's. He understands spots. He understands, all right, we need to run this together.
Yep, sure enough. Because Green is definitely not no superstar, but he plays like one in
LeBron
that
James
system.
got y'all fooled, bro. Like that, just give me the ball and everybody move out the way. No, that shit don't work no more. Niggas is more athletic. They understand concepts. They understand where to get to, bruh. It's been plenty of times LeBron ran high pick and roll, bro. That's his favorite play. And then
Yeah.
what, bro? And when he ran into a team that knew what they was doing, he lost.
Yeah.
Understand, bro, like MPJ is probably the outside of Steph, he's the only other player getting it off of one bounce and giving you 26 a night.
But you know what it is too, Leaf. A lot of people forget what MPJ was projected as before he came into the NBA and what his comps was.
I don't think people did forget, bro. I think people remember. I just think people know that shit ain't available no more. And I'm
Yeah,
not,
but
and my
but the
thing
shooting
is
is there.
the shooting. Yeah, of course the shooting is there. The shooting is definitely there. But the thing is, the only person that proved that the shooting can carry you a good ways, bro, is Steph. He's the only person that proved that. Everybody else, bro, is just basically trying to run a marathon and catch up. You know what I'm saying? So like the Steph clones don't necessarily work. Now MPJ is absolutely phenomenal as a shooter. But everybody still got to remember, we 9-19, bro. It's people in our fan base. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. We could win the next 50 games and march to the playoffs. They still wouldn't be satisfied with MPJ as the number one option. I promise you, bro. I bullshit you not, bro. We could win the next 50 games and march to the playoffs, bro. Like unrealistic as fuck. We can win the next 50-something games and end up with 50 or 59 wins on the season and end up in the playoffs. It's still people that is in our fan base that will not be satisfied with MPJ as the number one option.
They will want to trade him.
Of course, but you know why? Because people are so enamored with windows and being young and doing this and that. Bruh, just because you get a top 5 pick don't mean you promise anything. You ain't promised shit if you go out and go get Caleb Wilson. You ain't promised a damn thing if you go out and go get Darren Peterson. If the NBA is kind enough to give you a pick where you could land Darren Peterson, you not promised shit.
Yeah, because you got to have a team.
You got to have a unit. They got to be committed. They got to be committed to coming in healthy, committing to the X's and O's, competing at both sides of the floor. Being smart about things, bro, and being smart about everything that they do on and off the court. This is not a city, bro, that you need to bullshit with. You could lose your career in 2 seconds.
For sure. It seemed like they'd be willing to trade you in a minute.
Exactly. Because the thing is, here's the thing about MPJ, bro. MPJ, outside of the shit that he did, bro, in the offseason with the podcast, they told him to stop doing it. He stopped doing it. Now I don't want to make this a whole let's keep MPJ type of thing because the reality is that we still need to pick a direction.
Right.
And we still haven't, bro, because listen, even though we win in games, even though we had a damn good December and we picked it up, January is right around the corner. Now we got to see what we are going to do or what we can do as a team or what the front office is going to do.
Right.
Because right now, bro, it's basically the gauntlet between the tankers and everybody else. The tankers and the we believe niggas, bro, like it's basically at war right now.
Yeah. There's a divide between the fans.
Yeah. The tankers and the we believe. The front office and this coaching staff is at war right now. It's battles between them. Because the thing is, I guarantee you, bro, upstairs they're thinking to themselves, yo, what the hell is Jordy doing, bro? Yo, we didn't give him a point guard. He figured out how to win. We had him a point guard. He figured out how to win. We got rid of a point guard. He figured out how to win. Maybe this dude just knows how to help players get better. Did anybody ever think of that?
Yeah, that's true. Got a point there. I think the Nets are better than what a lot of people think they are anyway. But
at least they got better in the last month, bro. Like teams, if you expecting the team to shit the bed for a whole 82 game season, and they out and dudes out here looking for their next contract, looking to stay in the league, think again. These dudes is coming out here to play. They coming out here to realize that they not number one options nowhere else. That they not number twos nowhere else. That they not number threes nowhere else outside of MPJ. They could be that here.
Right.
You could grow something here, bro. Like, yo, you could see it in the way that they play together. The ball is movement. Everybody gets touches. Everybody's working. Everybody's playing off a dribble handle, screens, pin downs, working. And now defensively, bro, they're working together. Things of that nature, bro. It's not, bro. If you think it's about hook or crook, bro, like I ain't gonna say. Listen, I'll say this like this. Okay, everybody in the NBA could win a game. Everybody in the NBA could get anybody in everybody in the NBA could get hot. Yeah. The NBA, the teams that's on the bottom, there's a difference between the trash can teams today than they were 10 years ago.
Right.
These teams today, they all got talent. Even the teams that's at the bottom.
You got a lot of talent.
Yes. If you look at the Clippers back in the 90s, of course they didn't have shit. That's why they stayed losing for the entire 90s.
Yeah, they didn't have Jack.
You know what I'm saying? If you go look at the Bobcats, nigga, for the 2000s, that's why they didn't win shit, bro, because they were the Bobcats. You know what I'm saying?
They messed up with the name alone, right?
Yeah, they messed up with the name on their own, bro. They created a team to send other niggas that they didn't want on other teams. Yeah, the Bobcats. Go there. The Bobcats. Niggas don't even know that, bro. Like if you tell people the Bobcats played in the NBA 20
They
years
wouldn't
from now,
even know
they'll
what.
laugh at you. Them niggas be like, what? Nigga, you out your mind. The Bobcats? Like, yeah, look it up. The Bobcats.
That's what that was the first name, Bobcats. I
Yeah.
remember too. I was like, what the hell?
That nigga Jordan was turning in his sleep, bro. Good God. The Bobcats? Just change this shit back to the Hornets, man. Like, come on, man.
Please do. Please
Yeah.
do. Oh man.
This is crazy,
But
bro. Like, but listen, all I will tell Nets fans that's gonna listen to this and that's gonna hear this, bro. Like, stop looking for certain archetypes and certain things from the NBA to save you. Build something, bro. Shut the hell up. Build something. Understand that Rome is not coming right away. Listen, MPJ is 27 years old with injury history. But the thing is, bro, like, for what he is doing and with that extensive injury history is nothing short of a soldier.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
26 and 8 a night, bro, off of that injury history, bro, is nothing short, bro, of absolute. That nigga is a warrior. I don't
Yeah.
ever want to hear nobody say anything about MPJ going forward in his career and turn like we got niggas that sit out games for pinky injuries and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's doing his thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. And we like I said, me and you said that. He was a phenom coming out of high school.
Yes.
He was nice then. So it was
Mhm.
just an opportunity coming to Brooklyn, give him the light because when you was with the other team, you wasn't the main person that everybody were looking at.
No, because he dropped so far in the draft. But I could
Right.
listen. I mean, I'm in a perfect world. You ever seen the Nutty Professor, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the youth serum. If there's a youth serum out there, you would think with all of this science that we got about to be 2026, that if you could donate a heart to somebody that needs one, there ought to be a way to donate some goddamn juice to get rid of these niggas' injury history, bro, and give it to people that need it. Niggas like MPJ, because I guarantee you, if he had that shit and all of that shit went away at the age of 27, nobody would be bitching about him. Yo, let's get rid of him now. Nobody.
Yeah, nah, not putting up those numbers. No, I get it. I get where what they it's being all over the place.
Right.
Looking at too many things. You gotta as a GM, but this is on Sean. I always put the blame on Sean because Sean he has to have that vision.
Hmm.
He's the one he's the vision man. He has to make that vision. His
Right.
vision got to be right. I don't know. We don't really know what he's thinking, but I could tell you one thing: he know what he want to do, and it got to be right.
No, he
That I
You
don't.
can
talk
tell.
about you talk about Marks.
Yes,
Well,
it
you
got to
know
be
He
right.
don't know
you
what he
know
want
you
to
know
do.
no. Yeah, I know what he want. He don't want no black people really, but that's a different story.
That's why Drake Powell was the only black dude that got drafted. Yeah.
Yep, because he one of
He
those
don't want no
brothers.
more
He's the uppity
smoke.
brother.
He don't
Yeah,
want no smoke. He don't want
he's
no
the uppity
smoke.
brother. You know what I'm saying? He
He
want
don't
them
want no
quiet
smoke.
brothers.
He don't
But
want. He
what
don't want no
what I'm
disruptors.
what I'm gonna say is everybody gives Sam Presti a lot of credit, and I
Yes.
get it.
Yeah.
But let's not. People have revisionist history. Let's not forget that Sam Presley traded hard in a way,
Yeah. Sure enough,
got
there.
got lost KD,
Sure
lost
enough.
got rid of Westbrook, got rid of Paul George,
Yeah.
Only to get SGA, bro, and get the team that he got now and
and
win the
and and
championship.
and that was luck. But how many years did it take? Because if we talk about a big three era, technically he had a big three.
Okay.
All his players was MVPs,
Yes. They
but he
all of
still
Sure
he
enough,
he
right. You
he
right,
didn't get
Jamal.
a championship. He didn't get a championship from it, and he blew it up.
Sure
and
enough.
Listen,
they still allowed him to have his job
I mean, they
and
allowed
redeem
him.
himself.
They allowed him to have his job because ultimately, bro, when you in a middle America city like OKC, they're not expecting you to keep Rome built, bro. When you not hosting no gold, when you not putting no gold plaques up.
But that's what I'm saying. Because everybody can't sit up there and say Sam Presley is the blueprint. Because look what you just said, Leaf. It wasn't all odds on him to get it together.
Right.
Right, right,
He
right.
did because if Sam Presley was to do the shit that he did at OKC here, what would happen?
He
He
would
might
still
not.
have his job like goddamn Sean Marks has.
Maybe right.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because Sean
maybe.
Marks been holding on to this job in this market for 10 years. But what the hell has he done?
Nope. And I'm not even arguing with you about that.
Okay
I'm
then.
just
Yeah,
saying
Like,
yeah.
so, so
about the Stan Presley part. Everybody gotta they gotta stop picking and choosing and saying that he's the best GM when he did the same thing Marks did too.
exactly.
Yeah, you got a point there. I didn't look at
But
it that way.
but
Yeah.
he did do the same thing that Marks did. But I mean, when you got top five picks, the difference is when you got three top five picks, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to really screw it up, bro. When those top five picks, three of those top five picks is Kevin Durant, James Harden, and goddamn Russell Westbrook, bro. Like this is three of the great. These are three top 75 players.
Three top, and he still traded Harden away because of money issues.
Hey,
Yeah, he
He
did.
he
ch- he
offered Harden
he
a
picked
contract. He said no.
He picked Serge Ibaka over Harden, basically.
He offered Harden a contract. Harden said no. He's like, all right.
But he gave Serge the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
if you play history back, that was wrong in a way.
If you do
Cause
play
you
history
just
back, that was wrong in a way too. But let's not act like James Harden and Russell Westbrook and even Kevin Durant, bro, that found greener grass elsewhere.
no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for you to get to the finals and break it up the next year, it's crazy.
It is,
Yeah, that
but at
was
the same
crazy.
time, I'm not gonna defeat that, and I'm not gonna like throw it out of the window like it don't mean nothing. But what I will say to counter that, my thing is that James Harden as a number one, as a number two, and as a number three, when he got to them high stake games, whether it was in the finals or the conference finals or whatever, he didn't. He melted like ice in the sun. Like, Russ was an MVP, like, and they were all MVPs. I get it; they were all great players.
They
But here's
were.
the thing. But here's the thing about great players and great superstar players. They was all superstars in their own right. But here's the thing about that: not all superstars could go out there and win on some team shit. There's a reason why Steph Curry is running around with more championships than all three of them niggas. Because team concepts had to come in place. Everybody think this Steph just put the Warriors on his back, bro, and just dragged them to the finals. That's not what happened. They did it with a unit. They did it with a bench players like Iggy and Sean Livingston. When we look back at these teams, we gotta realize, bro, as Nets fans, we the only people that understand and know most of the roster and know some of the players that are on the roster and how their skill sets can work going forward and what skill sets can work that can complement them going forward. This is one of the reasons why I keep calling for players. Everybody and nobody don't have no damn player options, bro. Like in terms of, outside of me, I ain't hear nobody else to scream, "Yo, we need to go get this. We need to go get this. We need to go get that." I was looking for players that fit. I wasn't looking for stars. I was looking for players that fit.
That's 100% right, Leaf. Because I always challenge the fan base. If you could get a championship right now with the team that we got versus a generational player, which one are you picking?
Right, right.
I'm
What
picking
what
it.
means more? If I could guarantee you a championship right now, don't matter with no big names or nothing like that, but you got a guaranteed championship with the team that you got right now
Right,
versus going to get a general what do you call it? A
Generational talent.
generational player.
right.
Which one are you picking?
I'm
A
pick. I'm pick.
championship.
I'm picking team camaraderie because the thing is, here's the thing. When you have team camaraderie, bro, like we know who the number one option is, but the thing is, bro, like everybody can hold each other accountable because everybody's on the same wavelength of thinking. Everybody's on the same wavelength of trying to maintain a spot and maintain a career. What I see from this team, and I will give them credit for this, there are no egos. There are no egos on the basketball court, bro. MPJ takes a lot of shots. Of course he does, but that's his game, and it works in the X's and O's system.
Right.
But he also shares the ball when he needs to too, bro. Like everybody it just because
Chemistry is
you
important.
got 0 assists, that don't mean you ain't moving the ball.
Yeah, chemistry is very
Exactly. Chemistry
important.
is important. And this is
Yes.
what they're building right now. They build it they are the top defense right now,
Right.
supposedly, right?
Right.
Hmm.
Number one in defense. They're building something. I get it. We want to trade MPJ. We want to tank whatever the case is. Let's say we do this, we trade them away and everything like that. By next year, what if we don't get that same type of chemistry no more and we worse than what we are now?
Yeah, yeah,
Then
right.
you know what the excuse is gonna be, Jamal, bro. It's gonna be, they still young, they can still develop that. Yo, come on, man. Yeah, they only 19 years old, bro. How many teams they got 19-year-olds in rotation like we got, bro? Could say that they ever had a December that we had.
But
Right.
belief, that's bullshit because Derweek Whitehead was 19 when he got to this team. He was off this team by what, 21?
Uh huh.
Off
I
this
mean,
team.
but
So they can't
my my
say,
que-
oh,
my
they're
question
young and they
is
want them
my
to build.
My question is this, bro. We got 3 19-year-olds on this team that has gotten a solid minutes.
Right.
Yegor, Nolan Trayor,
Yeah.
and Ben Saraf.
Yeah.
How many teams that has had 3 or more 19-year-olds on in rotation
Right.
that can say that they have had a month like we just had?
Yeah, you
There's
got a point.
none,
None.
zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even
None.
OKC.
None.
None. So the development is
And
there,
that's
bro.
still
But
not enough. That's
it's
still
not,
not
of
enough for
course it's
some
still not
fans.
enough because the thing is, bro, Nets fans can't help themselves but to be in a rush.
Mm-hmm.
They can't. The thing, you know why we can't help ourselves to be in a rush? Because what we see, because we look across the damn river and we see what the Tangerine's doing, and we want to be there.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That's why we look at other teams and see what they doing, and we want to
So
be
now,
there.
look at tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game, they play the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hmm.
Cam Thomas will be ready,
Oh boy.
and that's going to be a whole nother big story in the news if he gets anything over 10 minutes in the game. I ain't gonna lie to you. If he comes in the game and one of them rookies sit down,
I put it to you this way. I put it to you this way, bro. Like with the way that with the chemistry that's continuing to be built, and I
right,
know a lot of people don't give a shit about Terrence Mann, but guess what? Terrence Mann, what he's done in this month doesn't show on the stat sheet.
they sure enough don't.
Like because defensively, bro. Like guess what? Guess who has to be the POA when Drake Powell is not available? It's
Right.
him.
Yep.
You gonna lean on Yegor to play the POA defense?
Nope.
Fuck no,
He ain't gonna pay. He can't get in the paint at all.
no. You know what I'm saying? So so
At
so
all.
so so when you have that height in your lineup, you got 6'6", 6'7" dudes. You got 6'9" Yegor who could basically play in the lanes, bro. Like and get a steal or two. You got you got Clax, you got Clowney at 6'10", and you got MPJ at 6'10", bro. You have size.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
height, bro. Like
Yeah.
you could bother some people, bro. Like with that type of versatility. The main thing about this, bro, is the fact that with the chemistry that's being built, your team is your team. Your
Right.
chemistry is your chemistry. Your offense is your offense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the main thing is that the other guys around is getting better. Yegor is
But Lee,
continuing to get better as a shooter. Clax is continuing to get better off the rebounds and on the breaks and on pick and roll situations, and looking for guys. Clowney is continuing to grow his offense. This team, these players are getting little by little. Is because it is like a fucking turtle. I know it's slow, and a
Yeah,
lot of Nets fans don't like snow. I admit I don't like the shit neither, bro. When it's that slow,
yeah, yeah.
but it is growing, and
Joe,
people just gotta fucking wait.
all Jody got to do is tell CT, look, this is how many shots you getting per game. Make the best of it.
I don't even. Nah, I think that's a bad idea. I just think that he needs to put him in the right spot to get the shots that he wants in certain situations, bro. Like, listen, it may be a possibility, but right now, I don't think CT could be on the same court with MPJ.
I think they
You
can.
don't think so?
I think they
No,
can.
but
Only
because
reason I
the
think
thing
so.
is, like, here's the thing. Most of the X's and O's that we run when MPJ is in the game are for him. When Cam Thomas gets the ball, bro, like that's the ball stopper. That's the ball stopper. Let's admit it. He is.
No, we
Right.
know this.
So when you have a ball stopper that is basically 6'2", 6'3", and he has that scoring ability, but you don't want it, but you want to make sure you keep him at a certain advantages where he has that scoring advantages. A lot of times you have to put him in with a certain lineup, and a lot of people. And the thing is, we still got that third section of our fan base. That's the CT lifers. They not gonna go nowhere until CT goes somewhere. The thing is, bro, like, you got to put him in situations, bro, where his scoring could always thrive, and the other things that he does on the court would be just little by little. He could get a steal in the passing lane. He could get a rebound while
Right.
nobody looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, all right, fine. The
But
the, the
but
reality of CT's ceiling, bro, is sixth man of the year.
Right. I see
That's
what
the
you mean.
reality.
I think
And
this is
not
why I
only
feel
his
like
salary proves it, bro, his game proves it.
you heard. But I feel like if CT learned how to play within the offense, it'd be great because he's so used to having to score the ball. I
Hmm.
gotta score the ball. I gotta score the ball. If you really play off an MPJ and let him be that first option, so you could be the second, so you could get your shit off,
Yeah.
he'll
No.
drive in that.
But here's the thing, MPJ is playing off of everybody else because notice that the screens and the passes are for him.
Yeah,
A lot of the
exactly.
off ball action is for him. A lot of the coming off the wing and coming off a down screen is for him. They don't draw that shit for Cam Thomas because usually, bro, like with Cam Thomas scoring ability, natural one-on-one scoring ability, you're gonna put somebody that's 6'9" that could get around there and get into Cam Thomas's airspace. With MPJ, it don't make a damn difference who you put in his airspace unless it's motherfucking Wimby.
And
Like,
that's
realistically,
where
because he's
that,
shooting that shit over any and
but
everybody.
that's but
We seen MPJ hit fall away threes over Jalen Brown. We saw that
But
off
that's
of
why
one bounce, bruh.
That's why CT will be able to fit so perfectly because all you got to do is play off of MPJ because you let MPJ do all the dirty work because the
No,
defense is gonna the focus on him. Now I'm open. I
no.
could get my shots off.
No, 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 no. Let me show you why it doesn't work. Because the action that's being ran for MPJ is mostly screens and dribble handoffs and pin downs. MPJ is not getting a lot of shit off the bounce
No, he's not. He's not. He don't
because his
create his
back is
own.
bad, bro.
He
That's
don't
why.
create his.
A
He,
lot of
he
a
don't
lot of this.
dribble that well to
Yeah,
get his
like, no,
own
he
shot.
no. Don't get me wrong. He could put it on the floor, but if you look at the way he puts it on the floor, it's gingerly because of his back.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
don't
but
no, I'm saying what's the difference from a certain and Cam Thomas
Cam is
and
a. Cam,
Terrence Mann role. The
oh
shots
yeah,
that Terrence Mann shooting would
yeah.
be
He put.
CT shots.
Yes,
No, but
that is
Terrence,
CT
but if you
shots.
take Terrence Mann out, now you don't have a POA. Now you don't have a hustle player, bro. Notice that when some of the shit Terrence
Cam
Mann is
gonna
going
have
to
to
get,
start
bro.
hustling.
Some of the
Yeah.
dirty, you not lean, you not the shit that Cam Thomas is doing on, or the shit that Terrence Mann is doing on the court to keep players alive and be the POA while
Right.
Drake Powell's out. Cam Thomas ain't doing that.
Well, he
The,
need
the
He
to.
skills, the
he
skill
gotta
sets doesn't, the
he gotta
skill
watch
He
sets
that
don't
Steph Curry
match.
tape. He gotta
No matter which way you draw it up about Cam Thomas, the skill sets don't match for him to be on the court with another jackaholic, bro, like goddamn MPJ is. Because MPJ gets the ball, that's usually the play.
well, maybe that's for Jordy to figure out what to do with them two. If he could put them on the floor together, that's totally on Jordy.
Well, I'm
I
pretty
I
sure they had
personally
practice
think
today.
I
I'm pretty sure
personally
they had a
think
practice today.
I'm quite sure he's probably got something up his sleeve that he can run with them two on the court. I'm sure of it because people are now focusing on MPJ. They are fighting over them screens like crazy, and Claxton is doing a magnificent job of setting them screens. I don't see how he couldn't set screens for Cam.
Them screens ain't that damn great. It's just MPJ is that has that good
But
of a
you gotta
shooting
remember,
advantage.
Cam was doing great with Clax and when on the pick and roll.
He wasn't doing that damn great.
No, well,
But he
He
was getting
wasn't
his
doing better
assists
than
from. He was
MPJ.
getting.
he
Listen,
was getting his assists through that way,
listen.
dog,
They need
and they
to
did
play.
increase.
They need to
I mean,
play
it
that
did increase, but it
Golden
ain't
State.
increased to the point where goddamn Clax is putting up triple doubles, bro. Like he got 2 or 3 triple doubles off of MPJ alone this year, bro. Like it's clear to me who
Well,
the better shooter
I,
is.
well, yeah, MPJ is a better 3-point shooter
He's a
than
better
Cam
shooter,
Thomas.
period.
Shit. If CT come back, Clark's gonna have more than triple double. He might have 20 assists,
No, because
feeding
because
both of them.
because the thing is, Cam
We,
Thomas is waiting for the one-on-ones. Cam Thomas ain't running off the screens. If he run off
well,
his screen, by the time Cam Thomas get off his screen, bro, the way his shot mechanics is, bro, like his shot mechanics is not built for him to run off a screen and get
well,
open, bro. The
well,
MPJ's is.
so they just can't play together.
No, that's what I'm trying to
Okay,
tell people.
okay, all right.
I say let's wait and see.
Yeah,
That's
We
I'm
saw
I'm,
it for
I'm
I'm
let's
nine
wait
waiting to
and see.
see.
games, bro. We went 0-9 with them niggas in the lineup.
But Leaf, that was before Noah Clowney was inserted into the lineup.
Right. That was, and that's when Saraf was there.
It's
Now
a
I
whole
like
different
Saraf,
team.
but he can't shoot.
Yeah, whole different team, whole different lineup.
Agor showed that he could shoot, and that also opened him up. That opened him up a little bit. His ability to shoot that three has been clutch.
I'm telling you, bro. When you put Cam
I'm just
Thomas,
saying, we
when
just
you
let.
put Cam Thomas in the
I
starting
got a
line,
question though, Leaf. I do got a question though, right? Let's say we put Cam in because to be honest with you, like I was telling Scott earlier, I said everybody say we lose with Cam Thomas anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem, right? Everybody want to lose regardless, right?
Right.
But
I mean, everybody do, but at the same time, bro, like I don't really think that's Jordy's plan, and that's not the way we've been
Yeah,
playing for
yeah,
the last
that's
month.
true. That ain't
You know,
Jordy's
like bro,
plan.
Georgia,
so what's
like you
so
know,
that's what I'm
but
saying. The Nets fan want to lose, so CT they
well,
claim don't
hold
help.
on.
So
To the
CT
Nets
is
fan
the
that wants to lose, bro, Cam Thomas in the starting lineup against the Minnesota Timberwolves might be
no.
okay.
I
That
don't think
may
they
be
should
I.
start him though.
No, I don't think they should start him, bro. Like, look at how many plus 500 teams we about to play. We only played what 3 of them, and we won against 2, bro.
But that's not sure.
We
That's not
beat the
Jordy's
Sixers.
plan.
No,
Jordy
I
never.
don't know if that's Jordy's plan is to coach the right way and put people in the right
I
spots. You
think.
seen him do it.
I think Jordy will start the same starting lineup that he's been starting.
Yeah, I think he
That's
would too.
yeah.
And
That's
I
what I
think
think he's
I
gonna
think
do.
the fact that like Cam Thomas that has to understand, bro, like that the bed that was built for him, or the bed that he built for himself, or the bed that was built for him, is basically reading off, yo, my guy, you about to be a 6 man for the rest of your career. You
Well,
said no to
yeah.
you said no to 2 years, $28 million. You was too good for that. You
Yeah.
act like you made $10 million in your life before. You didn't. You never did.
Yeah.
So guess what?
It's
You
hard
going
to
you
turn
going
down money, right?
Yeah. So guess what? You gonna take this 6 mil? Yes, Yago gets paid more than you. Yes, he does. Yes, every other first round, every other pick in this draft in the top 10 gets paid more than you. And you going to sit on that bench and you going to be the scorer that you've always been.
Right.
Because because the thing is, at 6'3", with the same injury year after year, you proven that you're better at 25 minutes per game than you are at 30. You proven that. Go look at Cam Thomas' record, bro, when he comes off the bench, and go look at his record as a starter. Everybody gonna tell me that's not Cam's fault. That's not his fault. This and that. When is anything gonna be your fault? It's your fault when you won those games off the bench, wasn't it? Why ain't it your fault when you didn't win as a starter? But you see, if I tell this to certain Cam Thomas lifers, they're gonna go, nah, 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 nah.
But Leaf, I can't agree with you with that because we know situations, right? Because if we look at Phoenix record with Devin Booker, I keep bringing up Devin Booker for a reason. They had a losing record before CP3 got there, and of course everybody's gonna make an excuse. Oh, it's the West, it's the West, it's the West. But if you're good, you should not be the bottom of the West.
Okay. I
They've
can
never
agree with
made a
you
playoff. They never made a playoff. If I'm
until
not
they got
mistaken, they never made
CP3.
a playoff until CP3.
Right. And
But
maybe maybe
but
maybe
Devin Booker is
CP3
some
was the
type of.
missing piece.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So we can't say losing. It's because of the player all the time. It's not. It's certain situations and it's
Okay.
certain
Okay,
pieces, right?
let's stay there. Let's stay there, bro. Go look at what the Suns are doing without Devin Booker right now.
No, no, I know that. We already know KD was a problem last year too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, I'm off the KD issue. Devin Booker
Mm-hmm.
has been there his entire career. Go look at
Mm-hmm.
what the Suns are doing with just Dylan Brooks and Grayson Allen, and there's no Devin
They,
Booker right
I believe
now.
they did. I think they're the eighth or the seventh seed right
They
now.
the 8th for the 7th seed, and everybody had them at the bottom of the goddamn West.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Dylan Brooks has proven that he's a winner, bro. I hate to say it, bro. Like, that's the
But
last person I'll be
he
talking about.
nah,
That
nah,
nigga
he was
averages
always
20
good, even
points,
in
20 something
Memphis.
points.
But if you realize when Memphis traded him, that's when he started going downhill.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
He
Because
was
they
there,
traded him.
Draymond Green.
Yeah, they traded him. They traded Bane, bro. And that was basically their lifelines. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
but
They
he
they
was
they
there,
traded their
Draymond. He
toughness.
was a toughness for them.
Yeah, he was a toughness for them. And go look at what Bane is doing for Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like those type of players are winning players. The thing about Devin Booker, bro, like players like Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Cam Thomas, they all just want to play their game. That's what they want to do. They just want to play their game. And that's what you're seeing, bro. Cam Thomas, bro, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, bro, like, he not a great scorer, bro. He's always going to be a great scorer. That's
Yeah.
his calling card. But when you a great scorer and you 6'3" and you don't have nothing else to bring to a team, bro, we got a spot for you. It's called bench. Hit that
So,
bench, bro.
so,
Grab
so
that
let me ask you a
bench.
question. Let me ask you a question. When it comes to people like Jason Tatum, could that be said
hmm
about them also? Because
No,
Jalen Brown is who carried them to the championship.
no, that can't be said about them because Jason Tatum is gonna get it in on the opposite side of the ball. He's gonna get it
Oh,
in
so
on the he's
you're
gonna
gonna
get
play
it in on the
defense.
rebounds, bro. Like when
Okay,
you
he
read
gonna be.
Jason's Tatum stat lines, it reads, bro.
Tatum
It,
stat
it-
lines. It reads, bro.
I
hold
think
up.
we don't. Oh, he got you. He's still
My
there.
bad, my bad, my bad.
Go ahead.
When you read Jason Tatum's stat line, if I'm not mistaken, the year that they won a championship or the year before that they won a championship, it reads 31 points, 8 rebounds, like 4 or 5 assists. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with Jason Tatum, with Jalen Brown. It reads 25 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. And now with Tatum out, it reads 29 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. That means that you're doing other things on the court.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's like with Cam Thomas, the thing is, even with 31 plus minutes a game, it reads 25 points a game, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, hamstring. 25 points a game, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, hamstring. 31 minutes. You ain't built to play 31 minutes if you keep getting the same injury. You built for this bench. You built for 24 to 27 minutes. And that's that. Now what version of those minutes that you gonna play? That's for Jordy to decide. If you're gonna play the important minutes in the game where we need some scoring, okay, let's throw you in there. If you're gonna play the other minutes, bro, where we need defensive stops and scoring, then that ain't you. That's where you hit that bench. Because guess what? Cam Thomas has been watching on the bench while this team has been while this team has produced the #1 defense this month. He been watching that, and he already knows, bro, that his way of doing things, bro, is not conducive to what he wants.
Now, okay, that's true. You got a point there, and I ain't gonna argue that point because sometimes it is what it is. A duck is a duck, and a chicken is a chicken, and he's a duck, and they playing chicken. But what I'm saying is this, if that made any sense. Well, what I'm saying is this: they can use him off the bench. They can use a scorer off the bench. Now, it's whether Cam want to be that scorer off the bench. Is he acceptable to that role? You know, you got to humble yourself and want to try to, reinvent yourself. Do you think he can do that?
I think if he wants to stay in the league, he ain't gonna have no choice.
Right.
My thing is that his window to become a legitimate starter in this league and to become a #1 option in this league is dwindling. It's dwindling because the league has vastly adapted to a lot of the small ball dominant guards. They have, bro. Like, don't get it twisted. Jalen Brunson, yes, he is scoring, bro, but his way of doing things is not conducive, bro. It's the rest of the team that has to fill the gaps. You get what I'm saying, bro? It's the
Yeah.
rest of the team that has to fill the gaps. Yes, Jalen Brunson is putting up 29 and 6 and 3. Yes, he could do some things on defense, but when it's time to go against the better teams that know how to expose him and Kitty Cat in pick and roll situations, a la Indiana, they gonna melt like ice in the sun.
Yeah.
Because Jalen Brunson is gonna find himself to be too goddamn small, just like he did the last 2 years against the Pacers.
Yeah.
And we all gonna find out what's gonna happen. Everybody's gonna give me the injury excuse, bro. When we all know the Pacers, the first time they beat them 2 years ago, they ain't had no business winning that series anyway because the Knicks was already up 2-0. They ain't had no business winning that series, bro. The Knicks should have ended that series, man, before the injuries even started. They didn't. You know why? Because they the Knicks. Same thing last year. Tyrese Halliburton, bro, just dotting up your defense, bro. You have no answer for their 5-out system. Now, your defense has to move out. Brunson can't lay in the paint and take charges all day. Now he has to play outside on the perimeter because Tyrese Halliburton is liable to go for 30 something points, 15 rebounds, and 15 assists. So now you got to play defense.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
when it comes time for Cam Thomas, and it's the same thing with Cam Thomas. When Cam Thomas is putting up numbers, guess what? Or when they go and play Minnesota, it's somebody at the 2 guard that could put up numbers as well. His name is Anthony Edwards.
Right.
You ever seen him before? He's spectacular. I'm telling you, the nigga's wild, bro. So I'm gonna let it be known, bro. Like just when you think all of these things could work for Cam Thomas, the same could be said for the other side, the other team as well that's playing against him.
Right. Yeah.
Because guess what, bro? Like I guarantee you, once Cam Thomas comes on the court and the starting lineup is on the court, and he's implemented against another team starting lineup, they already know what the defense game plan is.
Right.
They already know what the offensive game plan is. Whoever he's guarding, switch that. We taking this. Run 5 out. Let's put Nas Reed in the corner. Get Claxton out of the lane.
Right.
The game plan is a lot much easier.
Right.
You can't game plan for rookies because you don't know what they can and can't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, man, like, if the scouting report for Cam Thomas is the same as it was when he first came to the league, then that's a him problem. It's not a Nets problem.
Right. Yeah, it's an uphill battle, man. He just got to reinvent himself. I'm gonna get ready to end the show. It's been 2 hours. It's been good. Thanks to Leaf been here. Jamal. Thanks for showing up. We had John. We had
problem,
LB.
John, yep.
So it was a good
Had a
show,
packed
and I
show.
appreciate y'all. I had a couple of people in the chat room, a couple of people watching. I appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe. Go Nets.
You
That's
already
what's
know.
up.